Hi, sorry. I know I'm a little bit late, like 3 minutes.
How could you? This interview is already starting off on such a bad note now.
No, we should just reschedule for another week.
I'm done with this. You artists are out of hand.
You've been waiting for 3 minutes.
I don't have to do it under these conditions. So let's get on to this. Let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be, basically. I just kind of am getting myself together.
Hold on, me too.
Yeah, make sure your hair is...
Is that out of place? Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Ew, now I've got slobber all over my forehead.
Yeah.
All right, Anabel Englund, now you are just showing off. That's what you're doing. Congratulations on a 4th #1 in just over a year.
Thank you. I know. It's amazing. I'm so grateful.
Welcome back to America's Dance 30.
Thank you.
Really quickly, is that a slice of bread behind you?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. It's a bread lamp thing. I have to change the battery, but
that is epic.
It's actually a real slice of bread. It's bread that was gonna get thrown out, and then this artist called Daphne in New York, she put flowers, a bunch of dried flowers on these slices of bread, and then put plaster over it or whatever thing that you put over it.
And here I am just being a smart ass because I couldn't see it. I was like, oh, what is that bread? But it actually is bread.
I know.
Well, I'm glad we could be breaking bread again, Anabel Englund.
Me too.
How did Waiting for You come together with Yotto?
Ultra, my label, set me up with in a Coachella writing camp a few years ago. So it's just an opportunity for other artists that don't normally live in LA to all get together and work on music. I wasn't super familiar with Yotto's music, but when they paired me up with him and this other co-writer, April Bender, he was playing loops that he made for me, and I really like the loop for Waiting for You. I mean, honestly, that type of music, the kind of trancey, ethereal music, isn't necessarily what I go to. It was new for me. And I now that I've made it, I love it so much. And I love how that's why I love writing camps, because you work with people you would have never normally work with. And it's always takes you out of your comfort zone. And I wasn't sure what to write, I don't know. It was a really fun experience, and he's a really cool guy. That's kind of how it all started.
And I saw April Bender posting about it when it went #1, and I had no idea that she was involved in the writing. I mean, April is one of the most incredible singer-songwriters in dance music.
Yeah, she's really cool. I had a really good time writing with her. I haven't written with her again since, but yeah, I would love to do another session with her for sure. That's why I always love working with another co-writer. I mean, one is good. I can't do more than 2 songwriters, because there's so many people with their own style and their own way to do it, and having 3 songwriters in the room is just not possible. I've done it, but it's just not my choice.
Listen, if you don't want me in the room for songwriting, you just have to let me know. You don't have to throw out this whole long story or anything.
I know you were scheduled for next week, but we have to unschedule it.
All right. Just like this Zoom, we're unscheduling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for later.
Now, we had the chance to speak a few times in scattered times during the pandemic. It's awesome seeing you back out performing. You just did a festival recently. What was going through your mind right before going out on stage?
Well, the first time I ever played back, I was in Las Vegas, and it was a smaller club. And I just was filled with just this intense excitement, no bit of nervousness, just this crazy excitement, from every cell in my body. And then with Day Trip LA, I was with Sophie Tucker, and we're friends, but we're starting to just get to know each other, we're past the hi, how are you? And then we're entering that other phase where we're knowing each other a little deeper and more. And they were like, "Are you nervous?" Because I was just dead quiet. And for me, like sometimes before I do a show, I just get kind of quiet because I just like to think about, I like to see the stage and see, okay, what am I going to do? What do I have to work with here? Who's around me? I just like to feel everything out and like go over all the possibilities of everything. And I think I kind of get really reserved and quiet, and I do get nervous. Like I was nervous because I've never DJ'd a festival like that where there's like hundreds and hundreds of people just like standing in front of me. Like, I mean, I just didn't know how it was going to go, to be honest, because I've just started DJing really. And now all of a sudden I'm DJing everywhere. And it's honestly so effing fun. Like when I was done, I gave it my all. And there was moments like when I did get to the stage and when I did start performing, like I was so in the moment. Like I could be really in my head like thinking, okay, next song, like how do I mix it in or whatever, but I was really in the moment and I was just like looking at the trees around me and the people's faces in front of me and like checking out, singing to people behind me, and I was just like really soaking up every moment of that show. And I had so much fun and the crowd was so amazing, and it was perfect. Like it was why I do shows. Like I just had an amazing time.
And as somebody who sings live and DJs as well, is it hard? You talk about being in the moment. Is it hard when you get out there to think, oh crap, I got to get my song ready, because you're just soaking everything in?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I map everything out before I go. So, like, I don't just freestyle what I'm going to do. I mean, I think my friend Lee Foss, like, he even though he has so much music, like, he still, like, is looking for music before his shows and kind of getting everything together. So, because I've been DJing now, I'm able to like pre-mix certain songs of mine. So like I'll mix 3 songs of mine. So I'll have a block where I can just start singing and then I'm free. And like I'm good to just do whatever I want for 3 songs. And then I know at this specific mark, I need to go back to the decks and play this other song and kind of beat match it and go in. It's planned out. I mean, sometimes I have to like add different songs or if I'm feeling the vibe, but like it's not like super stressful now, where in the beginning I was like, like freaking out.
And I mean, I'm the same way. Interviews are free form at some point, but I mean, I've got my notes here, so it's totally the same.
I mean, it's why we're getting like paid to do this stuff. Like we're not just doing it on a
Wait, you're getting paid to do this?
It's why it's our job. It's why it's our job.
Now, you mentioned Sophie Tucker and you guys becoming, better friends with each other. You've been posting a lot with them. Is there a possibility for an Anabel Englund, Sophie Tucker collab in the future?
I mean, definitely. We've been talking about a lot of different stuff. I have a track that I think would be really good for them. So we're just kind of feeling it out. They have a lot of stuff up and coming. But I know that we'll have something together at some point. I just don't know when that will be.
And I honestly couldn't even imagine on their end what they're going through getting back to live shows, because they were doing live sets every day during the pandemic as streaming.
Yeah.
And then to step back in front of a live crowd again.
When I saw them perform at Day Trip, I was just blown away. Like, Sophie is just this little butterfly goddess that just like skips around and floats on stage, like just running from one side to the other and like just so much energy. And then Tucker is just like having so much fun, just totally in his element. It's really a joy to watch, honestly.
I got to see them perform for the first time. I think it was like in a warehouse in LA, and I had no idea what to expect. And their energy is just amazing when they're on stage.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, let's get to know Anabel Englund a little better with something I call Finky's firsts. I'm just going to ask you about some of Anabel Englund's firsts and just whatever the first thing that pops into your head is.
Okay.
I've pretty much asked all the songwriters the same question just because I like to know. Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
I do. I was a teenager and I must have been like maybe 16, and I don't think it has a title, but I do remember it. It's on YouTube somewhere.
Wait, it's on YouTube? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it is.
Hold on, I got to put this on hold. Let me hop on YouTube. Now I'm going to have to deep dive that one to see. Now, Annabelle,
I
you
know.
you also talk about when you were a kid that your amazing grandmother used to make you sing in front of her friends. Do you remember the first song you ever sang in front of her friends?
No, but I remember when I worked as a hostess at a restaurant called Taste in the Palisades. Because my grandma always taught me this and the manager like knew I sang, I don't know why people just would just say, okay, sing right here. I don't know why like people would do that. But the manager like showed me to this table where there's this woman who does jazz and is like really well known in her scene. And he was like, you should sing them something. And I was like, I think I did. I just belted it out right there. But it was a Feist song.
That's so awesome. Now, side note, how do you go from being shy and not wanting to sing in front of people to being a professional singer?
I don't know. I think because my grandma just said you sing, like it doesn't matter, I just would do it. And I just would say yes to everything. So like if my manager asked me to sing to this woman at the table, like I would just do it, even though I would like be so nervous and not want to do it at all. I would just do it anyway. Like I've had professors in my college class like ask me to sing for the class, and I would just stand up and sing for the class. I mean, I don't even know, like thinking back now, it just sounds so ridiculous. But when people ask me to, I just do it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And because I don't know what's going to happen, like chances are what's end up happening is like good opportunities happen. Like when the head of ABC Family asked me to come in and play some songs on my guitar, like my songs weren't perfect. They weren't even necessarily done. I just went in and played her some music that I had written. Like, I didn't know. And because I did that, like all these opportunities open. And it's like, would I rather just do it and see what happens? Or would I rather just sit at home and not do anything and just say no to everything and not have anything that I want to do in my life? And I think through like building that, I've just gotten more comfortable. I still get shy sometimes, but I just like, even with Day Trip, like I was a little nervous, but I just fucking did it and I had so much fun.
And it's totally, I mean, I am one of the shyest people there is. I'm just very introverted, but I'm also extrovert. I'm kind of an ambivert. You know, when I know that I have to be out there, I totally get it. Skip ahead to you being a professional performer. Do you remember your first performance?
Well, the most memorable one to me when you say first performance was when I first ever sang reverse skydiving with Lee Foss before it was released. And there was no like stage area. There was just a DJ booth. And I was like, well, how are people going to see me? Like, I need to figure this out. I wasn't just going to like stand next to Lee and sing this badass song. And so I was like, okay. And then I saw there was like all these drinks on this one area next to the booth. And I was like, well, I just need to get up there. And so then I just like moved everyone's drinks and just got on the booth and was like singing. And it was such a crazy like night. It was so cool. So I will always remember that moment. It like changed my life, I think.
Now, you talk about being kind of new to DJing. Do you remember the first time you actually tried DJing?
Yes. Well, the first time.
Because I'll tell you this, I can't mix my way out of a mixing bowl, but I remember being in a club and actually mixing like two versions of an old song called the Macarena together. And it was such a train wreck. That's why I don't mix.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I mean, I don't remember, but I know that my friend Matt, who does all my design work, Matt Ozenchuk, he did like all my merch and stuff like that. We did it together. But he and me and my friend went to Sound nightclub. They let us go in there when like it was the daytime and no one was there in LA. It's like this nightclub in LA. So he was there to like teach me and my friend how to like DJ. And I was kind of picking it up really fast. And my friend, she's not as musical necessarily. So it was like, but I had been watching Lee and like I've been touring with those guys for so long that of course it would come more naturally to me because you know, I've been watching it for years.
I don't know. I hosted a mix show for years and still like beat matching, keep me away from it. Now,
Well, I'm also a musician. Like, it's different, I feel
oh,
like, you
well,
know?
fine. Throw that in my face. Now, the last
Yeah.
time we chatted, you had just been nominated for an iHeartRadio Music Award as Dance Artist of the
Yeah.
Year. Think ahead to the first time you do actually win. Who's going to be the first person you thank?
Well, the first person that comes to mind is one of my managers, Mark Harris, just because he is such an amazing, like, golden person, and he just has so much faith in me, and like he's just a good human, and he's so smart and talented and like so good at what he does. And I just know that he's someone who will always have my back, and like it just feels so good to have someone like that, who I didn't know that that existed in the music business. So I love my manager, Mark Harris, and Larry Frazen and Jasmine Scott. But I'm so grateful for Mark, and just the love that he's given me is just like, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
See, this was a good prep for your speech. I wanted to make sure that you were ready so that you don't get into a situation where you forget somebody and you're like, oh man, I forgot so-and-so.
I know. I wanted to win the iHeart, but Marshmello won it.
Well, let's move off from that negativity, and congratulations on your fourth number one with Yotto with Waiting for You. Congratulations, Anabel.
Thank you. Thank you. I honestly, this is so incredible.
And congratulations on the new merch.
Yeah. I'm so obsessed with this line that we put out. Like, it's just so cool. I love it.
So now I need to order my pajama bottoms, and I need to search for Anabel Englund's first song on YouTube. Those are my assignments for today.
I don't think it will show up as first song.
Well,
Maybe I'll just send it to you.
Yes, you need to send me that performance. Anabel Englund, it is so awesome always seeing you and catching up with you. Thank you for being with us on America's Dance 30.
You too. So good to see you for the, fifth time in a row.
I'm not even counting anymore. Like I said, you're showing off at this point.
Let's get that fifth. But I'm so grateful for the fourth. Thank you to you and all the radio promoters, like, supporting me. Honestly, thank you so much. I just feel so grateful. So yeah, thank you. And I'm just going to keep working hard and like doing my best. It's honestly crazy. It's just crazy because to me, this is the norm, because I just put my album out last year, so I don't really have anything to compare it to.
So what you're saying is us as programmers need to make sure your next song fails so you know what that's like. That's what I heard. I'm sorry. That's what I heard. Anabel, it's always awesome seeing you and catching up.
Yeah, so good to see you too. And I hope I get to see you soon.
Absolutely. Hopefully, now with everything opening back up, it'll be in person that we'll actually get to chat.
That would be so cool.
I can't even grasp what that would be like because we've talked for so long through Zoom.
I know. It's honestly crazy because I met LPGOB over Zoom multiple times, and then being with her in real life, or it feels kind of surreal at first and a little awkward because you're
very awkward.
But then it's fine. And then we'll be best friends again once we get through that awkward
And we're going to get
phase.
those charms where you're going to wear a half of it around your neck, and I'm going to...
Yours will say best and mine will say friend.
Yes! I love it!